I guess we're doing this show. This is a very special show. This is dedicated to the episode of Different Strokes where Dudley is almost kidnapped by a white, creepy pervert that owns a bicycle shop. And Arnold tells his dad, Mr. Drummond, and Mr. Drummond gets in touch with Dudley dads and the cops, and they saved the day. He was making Dudley take his shirt off and take pictures on a surfboard. And Dudley thought he was like a model, and he was, the bicycle owner was creepy, getting off. But season 2, episode 228, Life Fix It Week. Like, let's fix our creepy bicycle shop owners. That's bullshit. Oh, isn't that sweet? Yes, flip it upside down. This is going to be a fucked up video, but who cares?
Buick. Exceptional by design.
Enjoy the like and subscribe.
Drive is here. Get this ultra
If you
low
love
mileage
Jesus.
lease on this 2024 Encore GX Preferred for around 3. It's live with Kelly and Mark. Today, star of the series Cobra Kai, Ralph Macchio, and easy home furnishing business, courtesy of Vern Yip. Plus, the Consuelos check in with the viewers when they check out the in-house. All next on Live. And now, here are Kelly and Mark Consuelos.
You're nice. Hi, guys.
Good morning, Tuesday, July 23rd, 2024.
What? Is it Deja's birthday today?
Happy birthday,
I know, I'm crazy. I like your birthday dance. That's a good one.
You doing anything special tonight?
Hubby Lish and I are going out to dinner, and then on the weekend we're going to Baltimore for blue crabs.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Oh, my gosh.
Are you going to go to a place where they put out newspaper on top? And
Absolutely.
they paper the table, and you can just go.
Yes, with the seasoning, you take the hammer and crack them open.
And crack them open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You fight like hell for like 3
2 pieces.
calories worth of food.
Exactly. But
It really is crazy. But it's so delicious. So worth it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's a good birthday plan. And now that you're finally 21, you can have a cocktail.
I might just have a little sip. You never know.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Deja.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. I remember that. We were just newly dating.
Newly dating and the newlyweds.
You love Maryland Spice crabs.
Oh, I
You'd
sure
get them
did.
from Cinderella, I think, right? Here in the city.
No, there was a place on the Upper West Side that sold. You could pre-order them. I'm trying to remember the name of the restaurant. It was on the Upper West Side, near where my gynecologist was, oddly. And you could order them and do takeout. And we would spread that newspaper
over the
at home.
over the big coffee
Yeah,
table.
we would watch the Yankees games. And then we would have Maryland Spice crabs.
Life was so simple back then.
Oh my God, it was so simple. So it was so great.
I like it. We should. I love thinking about that.
We should do that.
We should do that.
In honor of Deja's birthday,
Yeah.
we should have.
We should do that.
Yeah. What's that?
Delivered to your house. You can have
We
it
can
delivered to
have
your
it
house?
delivered to our
Okay.
house.
All right.
Okay. We've forgotten how to do things. We've forgotten how to do things like that. Now that we no longer leave our house, we don't even know where to get
Get that
things
stuff.
like that.
Yeah. I saw the audience lining up today, all with
the
umbrella
rain.
in the rain. You guys are great. So it's gonna
I'm
be
glad
rainy.
you guys made it inside. Did Gelman? Did Gelman keep you out there for long? He did.
Hey, but this week, so it's going to be rainy through Thursday, but look at that weekend, Kel. Look at your weekend coming up. Look at that. Oh my gosh. High 80s, sunny, dry.
What's the weather in Italy?
Warm. It's going to be, I think, in the low 80s, 70s at night, low 80s, so not that much humidity. It's going to be perfect. Yeah.
Sounds nice.
It's always nice.
Mark's going to be in Italy this weekend.
Yeah, just a quick trip. Just a quick trip.
Just a quick trip.
Just a quick trip. I know. I remember I used to go. I used to go to Italy. You know, when I was a little kid. Like we lived there, but when we moved to the States, I would go for the month of August, and just the trip, the fact that you're going to Europe
for a month.
For a month, you know, and everything seems so different, and
your summers were so different than mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, we watched The Price is Right. My mom forced us to go to the mall to go school shopping, you know, in the summer, and you were like, "What? Why? We just got out."
No,
the good sales were happening then, so that's when you were dragged to the mall.
That was fun. No, I would go. We'd go down to the beach in southern Italy, and I remember I was just old enough, like in my early teens, like 14. You know, I'd go every year, and our neighbor had a Vespa, an old Vespa, and they said, "Do you want to drive it?" And I didn't have a driver's license or anything, but kids drive, you know, Vespas everywhere there. And that summer that I had my Vespa driving in the little villages on the beach, I could hear the music in the background, my own theme music.
Yeah.
I could hear my own theme music.
Yeah. Did you pick up girls?
All the time.
Yeah.
And I remember there was
And did you flex your Americanness?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. But I spoke Italian, so it was cool. And I remember that there was a pizzeria bar on the beach where all the kids would go, and like there was music, and they would hang out. I think it was called Sagapo. And
so you would sit there and be like, "Ciao, ciao, bella, ciao, oh, come stai?" And then you'd say like, "Oh, lo sono americano," and they'd be like, "Ooh, americano, oh, you must be rich, huh?" And it's like, "Oh, no, you know." So all the girls think you're this cool American. Plus, you're a tourist, so now they think if all they're looking for is sex, it's great because you don't live here. You're not going to get hooked on them. You'll go back to America, so it's going to be a lot easier to have convenient sex.
The kids would go, and like there was music, and they would hang out. I think it was called Saga.
And plus, you look Mexican, so they don't get a lot of Latinos. So you look like you're from Spain. So in Italy, like, ooh, Spanish man. You know, from America with money that speaks Italian. Oh, has
music and
has muscles.
They would hang out. I think it was called.
Remember, they love the seafood. They love mussels, the seafood, the mollusk.
The kids would go, and like there was music, and they would hang out. I think it was called Sagapo. And it was probably maybe less than a half mile from where we lived to the beach. So I would walk there, and you know, sometimes with my brother and my sister, but sometimes I had friends, and there was like a little garbage dump where people left their garbage, so they would come by and pick it up at night, you know, or the next morning. But the problem was, I'd go there at dusk, and I'd have to come back at night, and there was always dogs there. So that was like the calculation. is that girl worth talking to at night? Because I know.
I'm going to be chased by dogs.
And yes, and the answer was always yes. The answer was always yes. And I would hear them. You couldn't see them, but you could hear them.
Yeah.
Right? And I would run as fast as I could, which makes dogs chase you. And I'd make it. They wouldn't do anything. And then one morning I was going by there, and the dog was like this big. It was just like a little baby dog.
You got to see the dog in the daylight?
I got to see the dog in the
Wasn't it so
daylight. He
scary?
looked at me. I looked at him. I was like, you're nothing. I got you.
I'm sure the dog was probably saying the same thing. I could take
it might have been a walk of shame in the morning. So.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Oh, you're an Italian walk of shame?
Full moon, stars.
Okay. Another chapter of the Mark Consuelos unauthorized biography writes itself.
So it was very similar to what you did in the summer in South Jersey.
Yeah, The Price is Right. Guessing how many dimes we were over for the pack of Trident gum.
Yeah.
Speaking of trips, you and I like to think that we invented this, but
Okay.
we didn't. But walking trips aren't just for hardcore backpackers. They're for everybody. Everybody now is enjoying walking trips. Young people, baby boomers, Gen Xers, people love, they're getting over the lounging at the beach.
Yeah.
Picking up chicks at the beach. They're rejecting that, and they're walking their way through cities, their mountainsides.
Mm-hmm.
They're just sort of hiking their way
I
through.
love to find a hike wherever we go.
Everywhere we go,
It's really
we
nice.
find the hike. We find the place to go.
Yeah.
I always also, usually, if you're staying in a hotel and you ask the front desk or the reception area, like, where's the best walking spot? They will pull out a secret map, and then they highlight the best. You start here, and then you go here, and
because you really get to see
Right.
things that you normally wouldn't, and during those trips, and
Mhm.
even when I was in Atlanta, we found hikes outside,
We found
20
great
minutes
hikes,
outside of Atlanta.
beautiful hikes.
Really nice,
Yes.
challenging.
Also alarming because signs about snakes.
Yes, we went on this hike, and it was near it was called a stream or a river. What was it? It wasn't really a river. What was it called?
A brook?
I don't know. They called it something other than a river. But it looked very much like a river to me, and it was in the woods, and it was a big loop. It was like 5 miles, really nice. And I saw the sign.
At the trailhead.
I saw the sign, and I saw the sign before she saw the sign, and it said, "Beware of the vipers and the water moccasins and the something rattlesnake." I'm like, "Please do not see this sign." And she stopped, and she goes, "Did you see this?" I go, "Yeah," and we saw a lot of people walking.
Because they tell you that if you
happen upon.
if you aggrieve the snake in any way, you get a fine.
Right. And so we were going, down the trail, and I would see, and I could tell you were a little tentative. So I would lead the way, and there'd be a jogger running towards us, and I'd say, "See, that guy just ran across the past 100 yards. There's nothing there. There's nothing. He ran. Snakes hear you. Snakes can feel your vibrations."
It's not true. It's untrue. It's untrue. I've run over snakes. I have run, and I'm like, was that a snake?
Well,
and then
that was
realize,
what I'm saying is that you're a little person, so there's like a big guy running. They feel they go like that. And then we were in the woods, and we heard the cicadas going. And she was, "Is that a rattlesnake?" I said, "Not unless it's in the trees."
Could have been in the trees.
Could have been in the trees.
But then what happened when we were finally leaving?
The lady saw a snake.
There were two women with their dogs, and they were like, "Careful, there's a snake right there." And I was like, so then, Mark had to basically carry me up the stairs because I was too afraid because the snake slithered under the stairs.
Yeah, but it was fine. But I do like the walk. I think that's it's also just healthy. To walk, especially at our advanced age, we can't run anymore. Hey, listen, what do you...
We can run, we just choose not to. We've been it's like adult onset
Walking.
laziness.
Yeah.
So we're now sort of we've achieved this place where we used to run everywhere, and now we've settled into walking. And when we watch people run by us, I go, wow.
Hey, so I have something interesting. I'm going to segue here.
Yeah.
Accountants among the happiest workers in the U.S. A new study finds.
Hey,
Accountants. Are there?
Okay, are you all accountants?
Are there accountants in the house? Are there any accountants in the house?
You're an accountant.
You're an accountant. Oh yeah. How long have you been doing that?
How long have you been happy?
They're all
25
accounts,
years.
Kelly.
Okay, so is the majority of the year pretty easy, but coming up on April tax season, is that when it gets unhappy for you guys?
It's never enough.
It's never
It's never enough. It's just happiness all the time.
Busy happy.
busy happy.
Huh. What is it? The counting of the numbers, or what is it?
It
Well,
says
math,
here,
they
it
don't
says
sell
it
to
says
them.
culture and values, work-life balance. Is that true? Do you have a good work-life balance?
Yeah.
Yeah. Compensation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Career opportunities.
No.
Yeah. Senior management satisfaction.
Which is it?
Yeah.
Are you also an accountant?
No.
Yeah. But she's looking to you for answers.
Because I assume you guys live together, yes? Yeah. Yeah.
And are those your kids, your horrified kids in the middle?
Future accountant.
Sir, would you say she's happy with what she does? Very happy. Very happy.
Very happy.
Okay, good. All right. Yeah. What do you think came in first?
Oh, this accountants wasn't first.
Second. They were second.
Oh.
Construction came in first. Yeah, I would like that. Seems they're satisfied with their work. They
Yeah.
get paid very, very well.
It's physical.
Compensation.
So
Yeah.
you get your exercise in.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say sometimes when you see people working out in the extreme heat and they're,
Yeah.
constructing things and, paving roads or whatever, you
That's hard
wonder
work.
how
Yeah,
they
that's
are
hard work.
able to
Yeah,
endure.
that's really, really hard
because
work.
that's tough.
Yeah.
But okay, that's good to know. Talk show host wasn't on that
No.
list. Okay, that's interesting. Thought for sure.
But I have to say, I'm pretty happy.
Well, you're always
I'm
happy.
pretty happy.
Yeah,
Until I'm not.
you're happy until you're not. Yes, you're
Yeah.
happy until you're pissed.
Yes.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like
Yeah.
you are
Then
happy
I move
until
on. It's like a storm a cloud.
you're like a summer storm.
Yeah, it comes in, it gets angry, then it moves away, and then I'm happy again. It's good
I
to be.
stay simmering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a low grade rage.
I'm a low grade,
Yeah.
like a pot that's just sort of like at the precipice of a boil, but it never quite doesn't get there all the way, but it's bubbling. And you don't necessarily want to touch it because you might get burned.
Yeah.
You're not sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember when I had the idea of a cooking show
Tell
where
me.
you would watch me cook things like a yogurt? But I can't get it open, so the idea of the show would be called Simmer. So it's a simmering rage of a person that can't get the cereal open. The bag just won't open.
And then the husband walks in and he goes,
Yeah,
and goes like that.
yeah, that's my idea. So look for that coming to Hulu this fall. On today's show, Ralph Macchio.
Hold on, Ralph. Yeah. You know what? Maybe we should call him Rafe.
Rafe Macchio. Yes,
I like
we'll
that.
make him British.
We'll make him British. Okay, and Let's Fix It Week continues with Vern Yip, who will share some easy home furniture fixes.
Play the damn game already.
I
Mark
fixed a curtain rod with toothpicks this weekend.
He fixed our curtain rods with toothpicks.
Yeah,
You have officially turned into your dad.
my dad.
Yep.
MacGyver.
All right, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time to play.
Okay. Let's say from Ontario, California, who watches the show on KABC. Good morning, Pat. How you doing, Pat?
Pat? Pat.
Oh, they're redialing.
They're redialing.
Okay, they're redialing. All right. Well, look. I've gotten some information that I'm not doing very well this month. I'm below 50%.
Well, I could have told you that.
Yeah, I'm worse than a coin flip.
You're much worse. Maybe you should take a coin out of your pocket and flip
This is like a forfeit, though. I get a win for a forfeit, right? You know, the wrestlers come up on the stage. He's back. Hey, Pat, are you back? Pat.
I'm back.
Pat. Hey, Pat, I'm checking out your photo here. You have some nice hiking boots on. Do you like to take walks and hikes? Is that your thing?
We do when we're traveling. We do like to go hiking. Yes.
Nice.
Do you have a favorite spot?
No. Every time you go somewhere new, it's a favorite spot. I'm not sure what that picture was. We've been hiking in Utah not too long ago.
Nice.
Nice.
That's
We've done that. We've done that. It's gorgeous. Hey, listen, I like you, Pat.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I like you, but I'm not doing well this month, so I'm gonna have to turn the like switch off, and we're gonna go mano a mano right now. You know how this game works. You're giving us two statements. One is true, one is false. I have 60 seconds to decide which is the truth, and if you stump me, you'll win this. Okay, here are Pat's statements. I tried axe throwing on vacation. Or I went skydiving for my 70th birthday. All right, Pat.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to say he tried axe throwing. Skydiving, nah. He's probably done it in his life, or that just seems cliche because he sees it on the news all the time. I bet the axe throwing's the truth. No clues, no hints, no questions.
All right, Pat.
Oh, boy.
Pat, how old are you now?
I am 70.
Okay, great. And
So you made it.
you made it. And
It was completed. Yes.
where did you go skydiving?
Skydived in Lake Elsinore, California.
Okay. And you had it was a tandem jump. You went with an instructor?
Yes, sir.
And what do you think? Did you like it? Would you do it again?
Not sure, but it's just something, a lot of people, like former President Bush, God rest his soul, he went for his 100th in his 90s and everything, and you hear about these people and all, and I just wanted to make sure I tried to relax, so it wasn't.
This is a bullshit story. Not is he going on and on, but he's talking about, well, President Bush did it on his 100th birthday, so I'm going to do it or something. Bullshit. And plus, when Mark asks him, would you do it again? When people go skydiving for the first time, would you do it again? The answer is either hell yes or hell no. There is no one that says, oh, I don't know. I don't know. I might. I don't want to, look how he is. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit.
Not sure, but it's just something, a lot of people.
Would you do it again? He goes, oh, not sure. No one says they're not sure. It's either a hell yes or a hell no. Not sure, but it's something. And then he said George Bush, fucking senior, lived to be 100? What?
Former President Bush, God rest his soul, he went for his 100th in his 90s and everything, and you hear about these people and all, and I just wanted to make sure I tried to relax, so it wasn't like didn't want to come out of the harness like the one poor lady did, almost did.
Liar.
That's a big concern. All right, tell me about axe throwing. Were you good at it?
Actually, it was surprisingly easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I at least hit the target almost every time.
Yeah.
Almost.
See, short and sweet. He doesn't want to talk too much about it because he knows they'll know that's the truth.
Okay.
But he has faith in himself. He could trick them and deceive them. So that's why he talks a lot about the lie. The axe is the truth.
Almost. Okay.
I can't. I'm too honest.
Oh man, Pat, you are a good adversary here. I'm gonna say that you tried axe throwing on your vacation.
True.
You are right, Mark.
Yeah, that was too fucking easy. Yep, that was too fucking easy. Jesus Christ. This whole fucking phone, fuck you.
That you tried axe throwing on your vacation.
You are right, Mark.
You know what's worse is watching Schulweiss proudly approve of you robbing Pat of the mug and the T-shirt. It's like you two have
There's
an
no robbing.
evil
There's no robbing. This is like there's no robbing here. There's no participation trophies in life. You got to win things, and you got to lose things.
There you go, everyone.
But yes, you didn't win the mug or T-shirt, but Pat, you still have a chance to win a valuable trip. It's time for sensational travel trivia.
All right, let's get this shit out of the way. Jesus Christ. Come on. I'm telling you, you know how to get a fucking new phone? Let me know.
That's George McManus from Colmy, North Carolina.
All right, now you guys judge on a scale 1 to 100. You're gonna watch him and see how accurate I was. Remember, the higher the score, the better. If you get a perfect score of 100, I get a free box of chicken
But
full of trans fats.
you still have a chance to win a valuable.
Okay.
Time for sensational travel trivia.
You're really fucking with me on this one.
That's George McManus from Colmy, North Carolina. All right, birthday girl, spin that wheel and see if we can't win Pat a prize. Okay. Oh, you're playing, Pat. Listen to this. You're playing for our new prize, a trip for two to the Jewel Grand Montego Bay Resort and Spa in Jamaica. 7 days and 6 nights in an oceanfront suite. It's all inclusive. It's a prize valued at $6,200. You have 20 seconds and only one guess. Good luck, Pat.
Okay, Pat, on yesterday's show, at what restaurant did Kelly say she and I had our first date?
Oh, you had it at the fucking restaurant with the naked fucking the pussy seafood house with the girls like Hooters, but they show their pussies instead of their tits.
At what restaurant did Kelly say she and I had our first date?
Probably some fucking pizza place.
So hard.
John's.
I don't remember
John's,
saying it.
Smoking
You
Joe's.
may have said
I
it.
said it.
John's Diner. That's a hard question. That's not fair to them.
Yeah, no, I'm drawing a blank. Sorry.
At least give them questions that they could find out on the internet. You give people questions that are so easy they could just type it in a Google search engine.
So hard.
This is so hard. I don't remember saying
And
it.
this
I mean,
is
you
bullshit.
may have said
I
it.
said it.
This is discrimination.
Yeah, no, I'm drawing a blank. Sorry.
This is fucking Steve Harvey on Family Feud saying, "Give me a word that has an X, a Y, and a Z in it." 5 seconds. What? And then he gives the other people, "Give me a color in the rainbow." Come on, man. It's bullshit.
You may have said
I
it.
said it.
Yeah, no, I'm drawing a blank. Sorry. Boggos, I don't know.
No.
Spago.
That's good.
Ah, how you overestimate us.
John
The
Sandwich
answer
Shop?
was John's of 12th
Yeah,
Street.
John's
I said
of 12th
John's
Street.
Sandwich Shop.
Oh.
So now the question is, when I said John's Diner or John's Sandwich Shop, would that have counted? Because at first, I rewind it back on the video. When I originally made my first guess, I think I just said John's. I said John's, and then I said John's Diner, something like that. Oh God, I'm gonna say it's called John's. I don't know. John's Sandwich and Diner, Sandwich Shop, John's Diner. I don't know. That's not fair. That's your questions are
John's
incredibly
of
biased. Sometimes you ask people name a color in the rainbow, or what color, or like what was the name of the soap opera that Kelly was on. And then when I come on, you're like, oh, give us a letter that has give us a word that has the letters X, Y, and Z in it. And I'm like, what? Like they're just, it's the difficulty level. You give all these people beginner questions, and I get like the most advanced Ivy League Harvard question. And then I get it right, but because it's not verbatim, word for word, the exact name that's on the sign, that's crap. You know that's crap. That's absolute crap.
You overestimate us.
John.
The answer was John's of 12th Street.
Yeah, John's of 12th Street. Oh. Really? That's hard. I don't remember that happening.
Mark doesn't even remember the date.
Take notes also. I was here, and I don't remember that, Shirley. I'm sorry, Pat.
Pat, listen, there's still exciting news. You're now entered into our grand prize drawing for a Caribbean vacation valued at $14,000. And now you and a lucky member of our studio audience will each receive a $500 gift card to Fandango. So please pick a number between 1 and 139.
I'll go with my birthday age. I'm 70, so that's the number.
70. 70.
Nothing like seeing a very shy 16-year-old Amish virgin simultaneously winning a contest and asking herself, what the fuck is a vacuum cleaner at the same time? Jesus Christ, she looks like she's ready to fucking clean my house for free. She looks like she's going to perform oral sex on me as a thank you for letting me clean her house. If I were Kelly, I would fucking say that's a terrible question. On a difficulty level, that's like a 9. And the fact that he even, like, that's a 9. We give people 3s. We say, what state was fucking George Clooney born in? We had Ryan Reynolds on the show the other day. What's his wife's name? We ask questions that even if they don't know them and they're easy, they could just type in a search engine and cheat and get the answer right. And we give him this question that's totally biased and unfair. I would say, you know what, sir? Joe, whatever his name is, I'm going to, out of my own pocket, I'm going to pay for that prize. And I'm going to pay for it. And I'm going to send you and your wife on that trip, because that's not fair. And I would say on camera, whoever came up with that question, that's too much, and that's totally not fair when you compare it to some of the easy layups we give other people. I don't think that's fair. And I said, I'm going to buy you the trip. And I would publicly shame Gelman, Art, and whoever was responsible for coming up with that question, and whoever approved it, which was probably Gelman's stupid fucking bulimic Karen Carpenter wannabe ass. Now back to my Amish wife. I was wondering where she went to after she escaped me.
Gilman, you really have people believing they have to show us the number.
I tell them not to show the number.
We believe you.
Congratulations.
Congrats. All right. You can sit down now.
It's like she's expecting for like people to come out from backstage and lift her up and whisk her away to like a special VIP green room for the winners. Like she's waiting for like does she get to go backstage and meet Ralph Macchio in person and fuck him?
Sit down now. Tell me you've never seen this show without telling me you've never seen the show. Hey, we've got a big show when we return with Ralph Macchio. Stick around.
Still ahead on Live. We continue Live's Fix It Week with Vern Yip and some easy home furnishing fixes. We'll open up the inbox to hear your comments and questions. And coming up next, Ralph Macchio.
An alternative to and say, treat this family right, or we'll see you in court.
Welcome back to the show. On tomorrow's show, Rob and Jono and Lo will be here.
And Live Fix It Week continues with tips for giving your home some curb appeal for under $100.
Ooh, that's exciting. Now, we certainly get a kick out of our next guest. Get it? Get it? Jan, they liked it. Please welcome back to the show, Ralph Macchio.
I've been doing that since I was 13 years old.
He's been practicing that for his whole life.
You've never seen it. Nobody's ever done that.
It's the first time I've seen it. What is that?
A huge Mets fan.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about your team?
They're doing okay, you know. They're above 500, and they started out not looking like they get there.
They're above 500?
Yeah.
How many games back are they?
I think they're how many games back? A wild card? I'm not exactly sure.
Oh, okay.
I should have done my due diligence this morning,
But it's going to be one of those years.
listen, yeah, they're relevant, which
They're relevant.
is nice.
Yes, that's
nice
good.
to be relevant.
Yes.
Have they played the Yankees yet? In the
They did. They swept the Yankees a little bit back. Well, it was only 2 games.
Okay.
But we as Met fans, we're just thrilled with that.
Did you play baseball?
I played Little League, so I guess that's baseball. Yeah, no, it counts. And I was actually pretty good.
Well, why just stop? Well, because I became an actor. I started getting movie roles. That's why I stopped. Well, it's better than going 0-2, though. I bet you have stories for I bet I could sit down and have a cocktail with you or a beer, and you, for hours and hours, you could tell me stories for days about being a Mets fan in the early, well, not even the 80s, just the 80s, starting off from 80, 81 to when they were not so good and bad, into when they drafted Doc Gooden, when they drafted Darryl Strawberry, when they got Gary Carter from the Expos, and you just at that age of being a teenager and a young man, like high school, college age, watching them go from being a team into a terrible team, into a contending team, into the World Series team, and you being in the Hollywood world, and you're an actor and Karate Kid, and you're this outsider's the famous kid. You're a famous kid, and you know Keith Hernandez and Darryl Strawberry are going out doing cocaine and having sex with all these women. You had to. Did you ever meet Darryl Strawberry? Did you ever watch Darryl Strawberry or Doc Gooden or Keith Hernandez do cocaine in front of your face, like at the Playboy Mansion or something?
That's baseball. Yeah, no, it counts. And I was actually pretty good up until puberty time, because what happened is everyone started getting bigger and stronger, and I was still
Sure.
Right. The pitches come faster. All of a sudden, pitchers are throwing change-ups and starting to throw little curves. You know, it's easy when they're all lobbing it in there and you just got to hit the ball. But once all of a sudden it's coming in at like 50 miles an hour, which is kind of fast for like an 11-year-old, 12-year-old. 50, 60 miles an hour sometimes.
up until puberty time, because what happened is everyone started getting bigger and stronger, and I was still kind of pre. I'm waiting.
I'm starting to believe it's not.
But I have. And I was still kind of pre. I'm waiting.
I'm starting to believe it's not.
But I have my kids to prove it.
Yeah, that is true.
But yeah, so when puberty time. Because what happened is everyone started getting bigger and stronger. Puberty time. Because what happened is everyone started getting bigger and stronger, and I was still
Short.
Well,
kind of
we're still waiting for you to go through.
I'm waiting.
I'm starting to believe it's not
But I have my kids to prove it.
That is
That's
true.
about it.
That
But
is
yeah,
true.
so when at 11 and 12, I was pretty good. Even made the All-Star team once.
Okay.
This is bullshit. Why the fuck does this phone?
I have my kids to prove it.
That is
That's
true.
about it.
That
But
is
yeah,
true.
so when at 11 and 12, I was pretty good. Even made the All-Star team once.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
1 year. It must have been a week season, but I got in there, and then all of a sudden everybody started.
Come on, dude.
Oh, wow.
1 year. It must have been a week season, but I got in there, and then all of a sudden everybody started running faster and throwing harder and hitting further, and I was like,
Right.
not quite there yet, but maybe next week.
And I hear you wrestled as well.
Oh my God! Yeah, too much research.
That's a tough sport.
Yes, it is. It is.
What was your weight class?
It was. They had to invent one for me. They did. I think it started at 72, and I was like 67 pounds.
Wow.
No, my cousin was a pretty good wrestler in junior high, and I'm like, I'm going to be like my cousin.
Right.
He's 67 pounds.
Wow.
No, my cousin was a pretty good wrestler in junior high, and I'm like, I'm going to be like my cousin.
Right.
Which I wasn't, but it was fun. I was on the B team, if you will.
Got it.
I'm glad that you gave up sports and focused on acting.
Yes,
We
right.
I had no choice.
We're better for it.
Oh boy, this is gonna be a terrible. I'm so fucking pissed.
Glad that you gave up sports and focused on acting.
Yes,
We
right.
are grateful.
Yeah, we're better for it.
Although I'm in a show about martial arts,
That's
so in
true.
essence,
Yeah,
I'm
you're
still in
an athlete.
sports.
You're still
Yeah,
in
you're an athlete.
sports. Yeah.
Martial arts.
And now the Outsiders is now a Broadway play. Have you seen it?
I have.
And what did you think?
I loved it. I
Yeah.
loved it. The cast, the production is just wonderful. It's just, that book. I read that book. It was written in the 60s. I read it in the 70s. And, got.
That's okay, Mark. That's okay, Mark. We don't need you to fucking verbally let us know that you're just the same as Ralph Macchio. Same, me too. See, see what happens is we're both great actors. We're both brown, great actors. We're the exact same Ralph Macchio. I read the book the same way as you. That's probably why we're both very, very successful actors and have tremendous careers. Yeah, right. Shut the fuck up, Mark. Same, me too.
That book. I read that book. It was written in the 60s. I read it in the 70s.
Same. Is that Daniel Radcliffe? Is that fucking Harry Potter right there? Or is that a Culkin?
Just wonderful. It's just, that book. I read that book. It was written in the 60s. I read it in the 70s. And, got to be in the movie in the 80s. And now here we are in 2024 as the best musical on Broadway.
When you saw it, did it bring back memories?
Yes. I mean, it's been such a big part of my life, and that role has been held such a special place to me.
Yeah.
For me, I get to say the Stay Gold Pony Boy line and all that. You're doing it for Johnny and all those
We do
classics.
it for Johnny.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's you got
Johnny,
everything.
man.
You're a fan. I love Mark. He's got the crazy
Whenever I saw Matt Dillon do that scene, I would always do it like
Yeah.
whenever he did it. Yeah.
Mark, he's got the crazy
Whenever I saw Matt Dillon do that scene, I would always do it like whenever he did it. Yeah.
We see Ralph once.
Come on, Matt Dillon, right? Matt Dillon. Let's go. Come on, Matt Dillon.
You got
Johnny,
everything.
man.
You're a fan. I love Mark. He's got the crazy
Whenever I saw Matt Dillon do that scene, I would always do it like whenever he did it. Yeah.
We see Ralph once a year outside of the studio at a barbecue.
Oh, yeah.
And I have to control Mark.
Yeah.
I'm like, please
Do not do the swan. Do not do the swan kick.
the stuff.
Yeah.
Just this
Just
one
leave,
time.
Leave Ralph alone.
And so I met you with your family the first time I met you.
Yeah.
It was like being
The whole
it was like
family
being at a
doing it.
Comic-Con.
So Coppola directed you in that
Yes.
great stellar cast in that movie, and I hear he has some interesting things to get you guys into character. The Socs and the Greasers.
Yeah, well, Francis, the great Francis Coppola, came from a theater background and did a lot of theater stuff. So he liked to put. I mean, the rehearsal process of The Outsiders is probably one of the most memorable because he was creating environments, creating behavior.
Fucking shit. Like the phone's gonna act any different now. Just stay. Relax.
Francis Coppola came from a theater background and did a lot of theater stuff. So he liked to put. I mean, the rehearsal process of The Outsiders is probably one of the most memorable because he was creating environments, creating behavior, creating the essence of touching on the reality of that lifestyle. And so that story is the less fortunate and the more fortunate. So we as greasers, which were the coolest kids, would have less. We'd be on the lowest floor of the hotel, and we'd be given just our script pages in with a ring clasp, where the Socs would have leather-bound scripts and be on the top floors. And he was setting up that kind of environment, and would give me tasks, saying, "Okay, listen, you're a homeless. You don't have a happy family life and don't have a place to stay. So here's $5 and get through the day with this and see how it feels." And I enjoyed that stuff as a young actor. It was just grasping on that. So
But I tell you what, that had to drive Rob Lowe crazy.
absolutely.
I mean, that had to.
They did not have the 1,000 thread sheets in the hotel room.
Rob Lowe on the lower floor.
Yeah, no,
with y'all.
we were on the 6th floor. I mean, it was like Cruz and Lowe and Dylan and Gio and C. Thomas Howell. It was a very special time, man.
I'm sure.
We're going to take a break. When we return, we'll talk about the final season of Cobra Kai and why the world Daniel Russo isn't quite over yet.
Still ahead live. Vern Yip shares some great furniture fixes to freshen up your home.
It was one thing when my mom.
So Rob Lowe is a spoiled little princess with a silver spoon.
In the center of everything that matters, with a thoughtful plan for care and plenty of surprises to keep things interesting.
Oh, breaking news. Go fuck yourself. What is this shit? Oh my god. Special report. Come on, people. Fuck my dick, bro.
With a thoughtful plan for care and plenty of surprises to keep things interesting.
This is an ABC News special report.
Good morning. I'm Phil Lipoff at ABC News headquarters in New York. We are coming on the air because ABC News has learned that Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheatle has resigned her post. It comes 24 hours after her blistering hearing in front of the House Oversight Committee investigating the attempted assassination of Donald Trump during his rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. During that contentious hearing, lawmakers from both parties called on her to resign, signaling frustration with her refusal to directly answer questions, citing the ongoing investigation into the shooting. Director Cheatle accepting full responsibility, calling it the agency's most significant operational failure in decades, and acknowledging, quote, "On June 13th, we failed." Cheatle forcefully pushed back against accusations that the Secret Service had denied requests for additional security at that rally. She also revealed a local SWAT team spotted gunman Thomas Crooks on the roof of that warehouse approximately 18 minutes before Trump took the stage, adding the Secret Service was alerted between 2 to 5 times about a suspicious person before that first shot was even fired. Cheatle claiming word of a possible threat was never given to the Secret Service. If it had, Donald Trump's security would not have allowed him to take the stage. Cheatle saying Crooks wasn't considered a threat until seconds, just seconds before that shooting. Let's get right to ABC Chief Justice Correspondent Pierre Thomas. Pierre, during that blistering hearing yesterday, several times your interview with Cheatle was cited. Does this surprise you that she is stepping down?
Well, as late as last night, Phil, she was maintaining that she would not step down, that she felt she was in the best position to carry on the mission of the Secret Service. But clearly overnight, after seeing that she had become a distraction to the Secret Service, after that, as you said, blistering hearing, it was one of the most intense grilling I've ever seen a public official go through, in which Democrats and Republicans piled on with question after question. For some reason, she simply chose not to answer some of the specifics that she had the details with. She would not do it. Democrats and Republicans, again, calling on her to step down, to say if she didn't step down, that she should be fired. Knowing that overnight, clearly she thought long and hard about it. And this statement that we have that was read to the workforce sums it up. In light of recent events, it is with a heavy heart.
I failed my country, is what she's going to say.
Which Democrats and Republicans piled on with question after question. For some reason, she simply chose not to answer some of the specific.
And this is why you should get moles removed from your fucking nose. Jesus Christ. How much money do you make? You can't get that thing fucking cut off by a dermatologist? I bet you could afford one of the white privileged ones too. Hell, you've got enough money to pay for it, and you're probably still covered under Obamacare for some reason through a loophole.
Question. For some reason, she simply chose not to answer some of the specifics that she had the details with. She would not do it. Democrats and Republicans, again, calling on her to step down, to say if she didn't step down, that she should be fired. Knowing that overnight, clearly she thought long and hard about it. And this statement that we have that was read to the workforce sums it up. In light of recent events, it is with a heavy heart made the difficult decision to step down as your director. But I think the key, again, was she was not simply able to give a clear-cut answer to the question that everyone has been focused on. Why was there not Secret Service or law enforcement personnel on top of the roof? Why was there not law enforcement personnel stationed around that building that had a clear line of sight directly to the former president? Why was there not law enforcement personnel around the building to make sure no one could get to the top of the roof? The agency was not able to answer that question clearly. Law enforcement and state and law enforcement officials were clearly not in position to do the job they needed to do. And Phil, I think the key thing is she talked about the notion that there were operational plans discussed, but she would not identify the people at the Secret Service who were responsible for putting that plan in place. Given that, law enforcement officials said you're stonewalling. Congressional figures were very upset with her, and she had no room, no sympathy. I've never seen a hearing quite like we saw yesterday.
Yeah, and Pierre, at one point, some frustrated lawmaker actually said, you gave the ABC News reporter more answers than you're giving us. It just seemed like whether she was prepared or not prepared, she could have told lawmakers, hey, this is an active investigation. I can't give these details, but she couldn't even do that yesterday, Pierre.
Phil, here's a key thing. We know for a fact that the FBI and the Secret Service briefed members of Congress last week with a TikTok, blow by blow, about what they knew at this moment in terms of what happened in terms of the assassination attempt. Why she did not give that information that they gave to Congress behind closed doors more openly will be a question that's pondered, and it's the reason why she's no longer in office today.
And Aaron Katursky is here with me in studio. Aaron, we heard Pierre talk a little bit about that, but you have her full resignation letter here.
The resignation letter was sent in a message to the workforce a little less than a half hour ago, Phil, and it simply said that she did not want those bipartisan calls for her resignation to become a distraction. And so she says, with a heavy heart, she has made the difficult decision to step down as director. These bipartisan calls came almost immediately as soon as that hearing started. And the final one came from Jamie Raskin, the ranking member, who waited until the 4-hour hearing concluded before he said publicly that she didn't seem to have a choice but to resign. There wasn't a way that she was going to survive, given the what many in the committee viewed as the failings of the Secret Service, which she says she takes full responsibility for, what she called a security lapse. But after the bipartisan calls, Phil, the writing was on the wall.
Yeah, and she said the buck stops here, and today the buck stopped with her. Aaron, thank you. Pierre, thank you as well. Our coverage continues on ABC News Live and abcnews.com. We'll have a full wrap-up on World News Tonight with David Muir. For now, I'm Phil Lipoff. We'll see you soon.
This has been a special report from ABC News.
What causes deja vu?
The beginning.
Getting your testicles cut off by Kelly Ripa's sharp-ass man mouth.
Of the show causes deja vu.
Next live, Father.
They're so funny. Rob Lowe, spoiled little princess. Who would have known?
What causes deja vu?
The beginning of the show causes deja vu.
Next live, father and son duo Rob and John Owen Lowe from Unstable.
Liberty Mutual customized my car.
I guess we're gonna have to finish the Ralph Macchio fucking now. Jesus Christ. This is interesting, so I gotta go on fucking YouTube now. But if he says, you know what, fuck him, their attitudes, you know what, fuck him, then fuck him. It just proves my point. You know, it should be. I hope they should. They should feel some responsibility. Oh, knowing them, they're going to say what a monster I am, like what a terrible person I am. My handicapped dad, I don't come here and help him. I'm not taking care of him. I'm just, what a terrible caregiver I am. God, he needs some help, and Alan just stays at home and lets him fend for himself. What a terrible person. That's probably what it is. Fuck them. Because you and I know that's not the case. But let them think. It's not even worth trying to correct them, because what they think is the truth. And it will always be the truth. Come on, Ralph Macchio. Oh, come on, dude. Come on, don't tell me this. Yes, Macchio, dumbass. Thank you very much.
Like a lot of us, I used to get confidence from external
Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck.
You've given us two statements. One is true, one is false. I have 60 seconds to decide which is a...
Because he was creating environments. It would give me tasks.
Rob Lowe on the lower floor.
Yeah, no,
with y'all.
he was on. We were on the 6th floor. I mean, it was, you know, it was like Cruz and Lowe and Dylan and Gio and C. Thomas Howell. It was
Amazing.
It was a very special time, man.
I'm sure.
We're going to take a break. When we return, we'll talk about the final season of Cobra Kai and why the world Daniel Russo isn't quite over yet. Stick around.
Still ahead of live, Vern Yip shares some great furniture fixes to freshen up your home.
I mean, you made me believe
What is this shit?
that I actually had a chance, and now everyone thinks I'm a joke.
That's not true.
No matter what I...
Come on, motherfucker. Don't tell me this shit. Oh, come on with your shit. You know, these people invent this shit and then they leave it alone because it's making money. They don't improve it.
Hey, we've got a big show when we return with
steadily improve it.
And just our script pages, happy family life, and don't have a con.
this one time.
Leave Ralph alone.
Have you seen it?
I have.
I would always do it like
Yeah.
when we did it.
I mean, the rehearsal process of The Outsiders is a place to stay. So here's $5. And
Still ahead on Live, Vern Yip shares some great furniture fixes to freshen up your...
what?
I mean, you made me believe that I actually had a chance, and now everyone thinks I'm a joke.
That's not true.
No matter what I do, I can't win.
Ed, win, lose, it doesn't matter. You just keep doing your best and you'll have everyone's respect.
Just want to go home.
That's a scene from Cobra Kai, of course, with Ralph Macchio. 6th and final season.
Listen, look, he takes after me. He's not a fighter. He's not an instigator. He's not even a guy that can finish the fight. It's great you're teaching him defensive moves. Maybe it might come in handy, but instilling him this confidence that he's this badass beast, it's just not him. He's good at math. He's good at talking. He's a great verbal sparer, but he's not a fighter. And you, even if you're at your best, you're trying to instill in him some kind of confidence with some motivational speeches or techniques you might have seen on TikTok. It's not going to do anything but end up hurting him more in the end, mentally and physically. He's got all the confidence he needs, the confidence to walk away before he ends up beating someone up so bad that they come back and shoot him. Raise your own kids. Leave mine the fuck alone.
Then final.
How do you feel? That's a scene from Cobra Kai, of course, with Ralph Macchio. 6th and final season.
6th and final.
How do you feel about that?
I feel, but it's, we're keeping the party going for a while, so they're dropping it in chapters.
Yeah,
like
so
this
it's like
first.
a batch
Yep,
of
and then
5,
November will be the next 5, and
Uh-huh.
then sometime in 2025 will be the big finale. It feels like it's the right time to land the plane for Cobra Kai proper, as I call it. I don't say, it's over or I'll never see you again. It's more like see you next time. This Karate Kid franchise has been blessed with some magic dust that just keeps it relevant. The fans don't let it go away. But for this chapter of this story, it feels right, and it's on our terms, and it will be very fan friendly how it comes in for a landing.
You got to direct an episode.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I see, just hear you talk about acting and just
You got to
just
direct.
know you personally. I think you'd be an amazing director. Did you enjoy that?
Thank you. I loved it. It was arguably I was the most tired yet most invigorated I have been in the whole series, because I just loved working with the actors, creating, collaborating, finding. This is me editing, giving editing notes in between scenes of acting as I'm in my costume at the Miyagi house.
That's got to be very challenging.
It was, but then there's Marty Cove, literally the Darth Vader of the Karate franchise, and Luke Skywalker is giving him some notes. And there's our stunt team, who deserves props, because if you've seen this show, the stunts are just spectacular.
Yeah.
So
So
that's
you think you'll do some more directing?
I hope to. It's I love to take what we mentioned Francis Coppola earlier, or John Avildsen, who directed The Karate Kid, Walter Hill, other filmmakers I got to work with that I got to learn from. So it's great to give that back and
I
enjoy.
really want you to direct Rob Lowe in something.
That's good. I think we actually did a little co-pro thing for Netflix recently with my show and his, and I think I was directing him a little bit in that, but he just didn't know it. That's how.
Yeah, of course.
stealth
That's how
I
good
was.
you are.
Rob,
for
always
sure.
a pleasure, man.
Oh man, it's great to be
so
here.
great to see.
Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 1 is streaming now on Netflix. Next, Easy Furniture Fixes. Stick around.
Tomorrow on Live.
Oh, there's Rob Lowe right now. You know what you do? is you tell him when you're doing stuff, you say, you know, it'd be cool, Rob, is like if you stand here and I stand here and then you do this, but wait, like if I do this and then you do this, and he'll be like, oh, okay, that'd be cool. Right there, direction. But if he puts on the fucking cap and the he's actually officially the director.
Vern, you are the best. Check out Vern's latest show.
And starts telling him what to do. Rob would be like, don't tell me what to do. Fucking. He'd be like, don't tell me what to do, fucking LaRusso. Like, I fucking own you.
Difficult to sit.
You know what? If you want the vacuum, the whole fucking segment of the vacuum, just fucking go online and put in this guy's name. Go on YouTube and put in Live with Kelly and Mark, Vern Yip, and I'm sure you'll get the whole fucking demonstration on how to do easy home furnishing fixes like using an iron to get wrinkles out. Whatever the fuck. You don't know how to fucking use an iron? You don't know.
These are just a few of our recent results.
If you don't know how to use a fucking iron, that's your fucking problem. Go use your fucking little pocket wizard, computer.
Easy home furniture fixes. I see this. This is the bane of my existence. Water stains.
Yes. My kids don't know what a coaster is.
No.
They think a coaster is somebody who just takes time in class.
Right.
So you see it's left a ring mark.
Yep.
And what
You must
wanna
have
do
adopted
is
your kids.
Address it while it's fresh. That's important. Take a cotton cloth. Make sure that it's dry, and you see the ring, right?
Mm-hmm.
So use an iron. Make sure the cloth is clean, that the iron is clean, right?
Okay.
And then on low heat and with no steam, you want to take your time doing this, and this will help lift that up. Now, we don't have time for me to be nice and patient here.
And you said no steam, right?
No steam. You don't want any steam on that. Okay, so then check frequently, and you can see how it's begun to
it's
already.
lifting, yeah.
It's already lifting it. So,
That's amazing.
Perfect. Yes.
Okay, great. Always candle wax.
On the rugs, on the carpet. You've had a great dinner party, and then this is the surprise. So you're supposed to first, make sure that you're not removing the wax when it's still wet. Right. I know that the instinct is like, get it off right away.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you're going to just force that wax into the bed of the carpet or the rug. Mm-hmm. So take something that's cold, like this is an ice pack. You could put ice into a sandwich bag.
Okay.
You just don't want to you want to make sure that this is not wet. And, keep that on top of this for about 10 minutes. Now,
so counterintuitive to what I normally do.
Yeah, which is like
the bad thing.
Yeah, just grab it quickly. Yeah.
Grab it, and then it forces the wax in. So once it's cold, you just want to get the big parts off with. Don't use a sharp knife like a kitchen knife, right? Mm-hmm. And then take a paper towel or a clean cotton cloth. And again, you want to make sure that your iron is on a very. We didn't.
Mark,
That's okay. That's all right. Safety first.
Yeah.
So if this were a little bit hotter, then you would see this, but you want to keep an eye on this. You don't want to leave it and walk away, right?
So that will get up the extra bits of residue. It will adhere to the.
So eventually lifts all that residue off.
Okay. Great.
Yeah. There you go.
All right, last one. I love this.
Yes. Look at this.
Can I do it?
Yes, please.
He loves a pill machine.
Look at how great that is. So for your upholstery, your throws, your pillows, it looks brand new. And this happens all the time to everybody.
Vern, you are the best. Check out Vern's latest show, Home Reimagined, streaming now on Max. Thank you so much. Coming up next, we'll open up the inbox.
If you would like to know more about anything you've seen during Live Fix It Week, just log on to our website at livewithkellyandmark.com.
Let's go walking in the city tonight.
They said that the manager, who is very friends with the publicist that threw this, who hates my guts because I refused her sexual advances, where if I did accept her sexual advances, I could have gotten maybe she would have helped me with my career. So it's kind of like a little Harvey Weinstein thing going on in Chicago. That's great. And
and so much more. The Black Women's Expo, August 2nd through the 4th at McCormick Place.
to the inbox. Libby DuPont, from Downtown, Pennsylvania says, "Happy birthday, Deja. Steamed crabs were my birthday meal as well."
Allison Schmidt from Brooklyn says, my sister, cousin, and I just got back from a walking vacation in the Italian Dolomites.
Oh.
Viewing the mountain ranges on foot was remarkable.
That sounds like a
So
nice
beautiful.
Elaine Jones from Cumming, Georgia. "We have snakes in the trees in Georgia. This is an interesting Eastern racer." Okay, we'll be right back.
And he goes, and he speaks to me.
This is an interesting Eastern racer. Okay, we'll be right back.
Want to know more? Go to our website.
May I have this pen? Your stomach and brain together at last. When delicious meets nutrition.
And I'll give credit to Smigel. Smigel for the like leave him alone. Like, he kind of did stick up for me. But I was also like, I didn't want to be rude and be like, hey, Mr. Smigel, I went to Second City and I want to pitch you an idea, but I never had the time.
Want to know more? Go to our website.
May I have this pen? Your stomach and brain together at last.
Mountain ranges on foot was remarkable.
That sounds like a
So
nice
beautiful.
Elaine Jones from Cumming, Georgia. "We have snakes in the trees in Georgia. This is an interesting
100% free.
This is an interesting Eastern racer.
Buy pet food.
Rob and John Owen Lowe will be here.
How to create curb appeal for under $100.
So we'll see you tomorrow, everybody.
Looking at something in hindsight.
Tension. Do you live?
Hey, my name's Alan Joachini. I'm a writer. I went to Second City. Can I grab 10 minutes of your time, please? But I was also trying to be polite. I should have been polite. I should have been a rude-ass motherfucker. Because guess what? I was very polite, and I didn't put myself first, and they ended up kicking me out. I wasn't overserved. Bullshit. People were drunker than me. They just didn't want me there because I wasn't rich enough. I wasn't privileged enough to be with them.
To be as me. You'll find Blue wherever you buy pet food.
Hey, don't forget on tomorrow's show, Rob and John Owen Lowe will be here.
How to create curb appeal for under $100.
So we'll see you tomorrow, everybody.
Krasinski invited me. He invited me. I don't even know what he said, and I don't give a fuck.
Folks, you call the experts?
Right now with Felco, get free installation and no interest for 5 years. Call now.
Don't miss Fiesta del Sol.
July 25th through the 28th in Pilsen.
The view starts live right now. Den's Fighting Words. Presumptive Nominee VP Harris flexes her prosecutorial past to indict the former president. Fraudsters who ripped off consumers. Cheaters who broke the rules for their own gain. So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type. And President Biden says he's got her back. I'm going to be asking the campaign with her. As campaign donations pile in, will she be able to fend off the barrage of right hooks against her?
100%. She was at EEI.
Then, for the first time on live TV, White House.
Give a child a new smile.
They're ridiculed, rejected, sometimes.
Well, thanks so much. Oh, my monologue. And hey, if you want